All right, so we're back here. Just want to go through some things that have been on my mind here as far as so the KK episodes, some comments, critiques you guys have left. I just want to address those. Also, we have some changes that are going to be coming to the KK in the near future. Minor things, but I want to get to those. Before we dive into any of that, these two scenes here. I'm scene hunting for these two scenes from the infamous S Network, Samalua TV or whatever, that got canned in Turkey for being linked to a terrorist organization in 2016. I'm looking for those two scenes. If you know what they are, let me know, please. Okay, moving forward. Telenovelas are coming next. The edit for Recap 25 has taken slightly longer than what I thought it was going to be. I think it's about done now, though. It's a pretty lengthy scene. Copyright settings I thought were going to be a little bit easier than they have shown out to be, but it's coming well. So Recap 25 is an excellent scene, one of my all-time favorites for sure. And it's the only telenovela we've done so far, so it shouldn't be difficult to figure out what it is. But then we got the 5 new telenovelas after that. One thing, episode 98, I told you the re-upload of that is coming at some point as soon as I can. 28 was already uploaded this past week. To get that back out to you, remember the footage from episode 28, the scenes, they're the same scenes that were recapped in Recap 22. There was a retroactive legacy claim on those. I had to redo them. So I got 28 back to you fast because I wanted you to have something. Recap 22, though, I am going to save until after we are totally wrapped up with telenovelas because I'm going to do a little more editing on that and make it even better. We're going to try some things out with the reverse footage. Going to have to get some stuff zoomed because of the car ride. That's the thing. You can't do reverse footage if there's a car ride going on because then the background's going to be through the windows is going to be messed up. But I think if I zoom it properly, I can pretty much negate that and you won't really see it. So Mr. J10 is going to help me with that. And we're going to get that back out to you, that superior version with a better edit once we're done with telenovelas. So that's kind of what I want to talk about as well. The editing technique, the reverse footage primarily. This is something that you guys have been leaving comments about, that you have been, some of you have been a little frustrated with maybe, critiquing. It's something that we started this past summer, and it's not going away. That's not going to stop. The reverse footage stuff isn't going to stop. Some of you like it. I have gotten some praise regarding that Russian scene, the pure gold scene, the way I was able to really emphasize the DID action. And some of you have actually, one of our best fans kind of was critiquing it, and then he took it back because he went and saw the original source material and said, you know, they really didn't show the damsels all that much. That was actually Beautiful Villager, episode 290. If you watch that actual episode, which is on YouTube, you will see that they do not show the damsels anywhere near the way I did. You know, and that was kind of frustrating too. One of our other best fans actually turned off episode 290 during the taser chair stuff where they're taped back to back. Maybe I should have cut that episode in 2 parts, and I understand, you know, if there's repetition, maybe you get frustrated. Don't get frustrated because I'm not going to repeat it that much. I mean, it's going to move forward. And I do actually watch these videos before I upload them, and if I think to myself, okay, that's excessive, I will cut it out. I cut out a lot of stuff in 290, Beautiful Villager, and Zerda. I cut out quite a bit. But the whole thing is I didn't start doing this reverse footage and repetition stuff, flashbacks. I didn't start doing that for my own enjoyment. That is something that is necessary so that I can make the videos. That's YouTube's policies and the way they have their content ID structured. so that I can retain ownership of my video. That's something I have to do. But if there's an instance where there was like 35 seconds of repeated footage, I'll catch that and I'll bring it down to like 10 or 12 seconds. Unless it's just, something that's for pure enjoyment that looks really good. There's some of the stuff, if you watch episode 290, it's not until you get to about, 17 minutes in where the scene really starts to pick up. Once they get loaded back into the car, that's when that scene goes to a whole nother level. And some people had turned it off before they even got to that part. That tunnel stuff is some of the best. It's only some of the best once I've done my work on it. Once I've put the magic touch on it, that's when it becomes phenomenal. If you watch the original episode, that tunnel stuff, there's not all that much of it. I mean, the escape stuff with the guys walking down the hall, I made that happen 3 different times and I tweaked it each time. It only happens once in the original form and it's not as good. And the images, the close-ups, all that stuff, they do not show them very much in the original. So I make our custom stuff actually emphasize the DID action. That is the point of what we're doing with our edits. Also providing full context on the scene, obviously, but actually allowing you to see the ladies a little bit more. And we customize things, and I think we do a pretty good job of it. Obviously, I'm a little newer to the reverse footage stuff and implementing that, but I think we're doing a hell of a job with it overall. So you got to have some patience and understand that, and I think reverse footage looks a hell of a lot better than just repetition, because we've always repeated stuff here. That's the thing. You go back to the original episodes, and I repeated stuff all the time. It just looked really bad because it would just repeat. There'd be no getting back to the starting point. With the reverse footage, you go forward, then you go back, but it flows. It's a continuous, it's the same clip reversed. So if the girl's struggling, she struggles forward and then struggles backwards and then struggles forward. So at least she's moving, in a believable manner. Faces turning and stuff like that. At least they're like in the tunnel on Beautiful Villager. Occasionally, the audio is probably what causes the biggest problems with the reverse footage, as far as popping noise here or there. It doesn't flow quite right. Sound effects sometimes. Sometimes I reverse the audio. Sometimes I don't reverse the audio. Just depends on what sounds better. It's never going to be perfect, but I do tweak this stuff. I do review it. I do try my best to make it look believable and good. But again, I only started really doing it because, I started doing it for Recap 23 because it's one of my favorites. And the way I added Marmov in there, struggling during the gunfire, was awesome. But I learned then, okay, I can do this and totally change it, and we can actually, without reverse footage, there is no 290, and there's probably no 289. There may not even be a 288. It's really convenient that I figured out and decided to start doing this now. I don't even know. I mean, it just kind of dawned on me one day. But if I wouldn't have done the reverse footage, we wouldn't even have this stuff. These episodes, I can't make them. And the thing is, you would say, well, just upload them and get a copyright claim on the video. Well, then I don't make any money, obviously. You may not care about that, whether or not I make money. I do. I pour hours and hours and hours into this. But here's the thing. With Beautiful Villager, if I didn't do the custom editing, that video would have been blocked basically in every single country outside of Africa and South America. So yeah, that's that company's settings on that footage. They block it almost everywhere. Some places, like with the Russians, the Veronica Runaway stuff, the reason I had to delete those is because the new settings from that legacy claim block the video worldwide. A block worldwide to the viewer is the equivalent of a takedown. I mean, if it's blocked worldwide, you can't watch it anywhere. What's the difference? So I have to have the videos claim free, or you guys can't even see them. So it's not just about me making money, it's about you watching the videos. Do you want me to make videos with no reverse footage and you guys can't even watch them? Probably not. It kind of defeats the purpose, I would say. So that's our editing techniques. Have some patience. I'm getting better at it. I do a lot of custom stuff with that. And I realized with Zerda and Beautiful Villager, those were really marathon scenes, and it can be a bear to sit down and watch all those all the way through. Like I had mentioned before, maybe in hindsight, those could have been two-part episodes. All the stuff from Beautiful Villager does happen in one episode, but it's really kind of two different things. Whereas Zerda happens over the course of multiple episodes, and it's 45 minutes. They may have been able to have been done in two episodes, but we're moving forward now. Like I had mentioned, after the telenovelas, which are phenomenal stuff, I'm still kind of figuring out how to number them. It's a little tough, 1 through 5. But after that, we're doing that 6 degrees of Turkish separation. Before we get into that, like I said, there's going to be the new Recap 22. There's also going to be more Turkish commentary. I had some stuff with Anna over those last Turkish episodes. Excuse me, that'll be a little side video. Make sure you check the community board, okay? Not only for, scene hunting, neighborhood crime watch. We've had some of those lately. Also, the KK Olympics, which I talked about in the last video, that are coming after the 6 degrees of Turkish separations. That'll be 301 through 310, 10 scenes from 10 different countries. We're making the country announcements on the community board. Iran is the first one up. Also, with the reverse footage, my apologies if I'm reverse footaging parts that have your language in them and it's butchering your language. I won't do that with English. I'm not going to reverse footage parts with, someone speaking in English, because almost all of our audience speaks English. So for some of these different countries, like with the Turkish scenes, if you're Turkish, I apologize for reversing the footage and butchering your language. I try and kind of cut that out if I can. But the fact is most of our viewers have no idea what they're saying anyway. So if it's not English, it doesn't really matter if I reverse the language. So I'm not trying to disrespect your culture or anything. It just kind of happens, and if I can't do that, it'll really make things difficult sometimes. So up to the KK Olympics there, that's going to be a fun time. You guys can always request stuff. Like I mentioned, we bumped the fan request for now. What I will say, also changes to the KK are coming. There's going to be some changes coming. One of probably the most annoying thing anyone ever says to me is in the comments, what's this scene from? What's this from? What's this scene from? What movie is this? Up until this point, we have had all of the information in the video description. That's something I've always prided myself on. And we talk about it in the video. Dude, watch the video. It's a video platform. Who would have thought you could watch the video and learn something? But the video descriptions, moving forward, all of the details will not always be in the video descriptions. A lot of people aren't reading them anyway. I would say very few people actually bother to read those. And again, people leave in the comments, what's this from? Because they don't bother to read them. I know some of you do. Sometimes the information's going to be in there, sometimes it's not. And that has to do with the manual claiming tool on YouTube that copyright holders will use, fishing through metadata. There are certain companies, with the international companies, we've started to use English translations, even though the international companies don't really use that tool. There's certain American companies looking for certain things. MGM has been shitty with that tool. The worst is CBS Television. Not Paramount, who owns CBS Television, not Viacom, who owns Paramount, but CBS Television, JAG, not Criminal Minds, because they actually don't have the internet copyright for that. JAG, CSI, and we're going to be running other CBS shows in the future, recaps, and I'm not going to put the name of the show in the description anymore. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to stick my neck out for that anymore. If I could redo it now, I probably would never put the information in the description again. But some will still have it, some won't. But what we are going to do is inside of the video, okay, we're going to have like a picture similar to this. It'll be different, obviously, with the information. But we started posting those previews. That was the first one we did with Zerda. We may do those in the future on the community board. We didn't with Beautiful Villager, but we may with some of the ones coming up. That is going to be a similar photo inside of the video. Okay, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet. Haven't decided. But it's going to have name of the show, movie, episode, actress. It's going to have the details, country probably, depending on where it's from. The picture is going to have the details about the scene, and that's going to be inside of the video. Okay, so again, watch the video. You don't really have to worry. I wouldn't focus on the video description always from now on. Just watch the video. Everything's going to be provided inside of the video. So those are some changes that are going to be coming. Very minor thing, obviously. Have some patience with our editing. We do our best, and everyone, you can't please everybody. I realize some of these scenes are longer, but have some patience and get excited for the telenovelas, man. They're good. It's good stuff. Fortunately, we caught a break with the telenovelas. That's the thing. And with some of the 6 Degrees of Turkish stuff, some of these scenes, not every scene is in the Content ID system. Now, I'm sticking my neck out, taking a gamble on a potential legacy claim down the road, but some of these are older, and I'm confident they're never going to be in the system. So with some of these telenovelas, I'm not going to have to do flashbacks, even though they're marathon scenes, like the way a Zerda was. Not as long as Zerda. Nothing's as long as Zerda. But I won't have to do flashbacks. Or maybe there'll be like one or something just because it explains something. But the reverse footage will be purely for eye candy visuals. It's not going to be to break the chain, which means it's not going to be excessive. It's going to be good. Always. Never frustrating. So yeah, that's some of the good stuff from the telenovelas. Things are easier for me to work through. I can tell you right now, if those episodes were in the Content ID system, some of them, there's two of them, one for sure, it might have taken me 6 months to make the damn episode, unless I knew for sure the copyright settings and they were weak. But fortunately, it's not. It's going to take me about a week to get the thing done. So the telenovela Recap 25 will commence shortly, and we'll be on our way. So that's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.